Wow, it's loud. It seems like it got louder, didn't it? What are you How do you do this? Just went to a screensaver. I just went to a screensaver. I don't know which controller. I don't know which controller you use. Just gonna exit out. What are they fucking... Alright, ready?
My God. Welcome to the room,
So-
and I'll explain in like 2 seconds. Jared, you put a post up that we have a rock and roll band playing.
Well, I wasn't kidding. I wasn't kidding.
Holy fucking shit. So anyway, first of all, Roberto Villa.
So,
Roberto, what just happened? We have a band practicing next door, and I had to go yell at them to shut up because they're not here on Wednesdays. They're not supposed to be here. So we have a little... Look, my
distraction.
other TV's on too.
Jeez.
Everything's going on in
I
here.
think they're sabotaging.
So,
No,
Jared-
it's good music, but
Yeah, it's
loud.
excellent. We
It's
got
very loud.
Yeah, actually, it's much better now because It's lower,
Yeah,
and
they need to just
like,
turn down the bass a little
it's
bit.
like cool. So I almost just electrocuted myself over here,
A lot just happened
which
in like
it could still
30
happen.
seconds.
So if we lose the power, it is what it is.
Roberto, what's up, fellas?
Yeah, I just dropped my beer in the back, and it just like kind of seeped all over the place. So my signal's kind of gone, but it might come back. There it is, right there. Thank you, Jesus.
What's up, buddy?
So what's
it
up,
out.
man? We're here.
Good to see you.
All right, I gotta relax.
It's fight week. It's fight week.
It's fight week.
That should relax
It's
you.
CAGE Titans night tonight.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I dropped my beer. I have 2 beers left. So that's all I got for the night. So supposedly, Mitch Raposo is calling in tonight.
That'd be awesome.
Mitch Raposo. Thank God that band shut up. Let me tell you. Look, I got both TVs on. I'm very excited about that. I'm just going to show you this angle right here if that TV ever comes on. I think because I unplugged it.
Yeah, Mitch Raposo making his his debut.
Pro debut.
Yeah, against Mr. Fuller.
Bantamweight Pro Debut. What's going on here? What is wrong with the fire? Oh, there it is. We're in.
Boom.
We are in.
Boom.
So talk to these people, Jared. What's going on? There's some news today. Something happened. Did we lose a fight off the
I think
cage?
there might be a couple. They're looking for a couple guys to come in and fill in. I know a 135er and a 185er. I'm not too sure exactly which fight, but they're looking for somebody. I guess two guys went MIA fight week, which is not uncommon, but
it happens.
You know,
that's
it
why you
happens.
have
It
like
happens.
18 fights on the card.
not like Mike didn't need any more stress.
But
know?
it's
stressing, you know.
Where are we going? To YouTube over here?
Yeah,
We
but
got we'll play fights and stuff while we're talking here tonight. From the last card, the CAGE Titans card, I have another camera angle over here, and I got a bunch of shit set up.
yeah, buddy.
But if you just saw that angle, but the only problem is, I still haven't got everything connected right.
It's all right.
Because when I go to this camera, that's going to show
Yeah,
this TV, the mic turns off.
it's technology. and
That's
stuff. That is-
connected
weird.
to this mic here, so.
That's weird.
I don't know what's going on. I gotta ask. Well, I can't ask
Gotta
Mike Polvere. Haven't seen you in how long, Jared? 20 years. Ben Sharp. Who's Ben Sharp?
I have known that human longer than anybody other than my parents
He's-
since I was like 4 years old.
So
Old long-time friend. What's up, buddy?
you're attracting people from like
He's
high
in Florida.
school.
He's
Yeah.
in Florida now. Coast Guard. He's retired. He's my age. Just retired from the Coast Guard.
Excellent.
Good man. Yeah, but he's a fight fan. So.
J Rock and Domenico.
He's
What's
busting
up?
balls.
Hey, Walt Anderson. What's up?
Oh,
Walt
man,
Anderson.
dude.
I didn't get the chance to put your thing up because the room right now is not running on 100% here. Things are still in the works.
It's amazing.
Your
Walt.
shit's over there,
Good
but
Lord.
yeah, it is.
That's
so
amazing.
I got my beer over there. I shouldn't advertise, but
It's all right.
so awesome.
Got to see Walt last weekend at CES. It was
Oh
good
yeah,
to see him.
all right. Talk about CES a little bit.
It turned
About
out
your experience.
My
there.
experience. It turned out to be a really good card. You know, logistical stuff happens your first time, and you know, media wasn't really. We were kind of pushed to the back, which it is. It is what it is. It wasn't. I don't think it was personal, but
I saw.
I think
Travis Lazat was
Yeah,
livid
yeah.
because
We
it
were-
was like it looked like 80 yards.
For us to
like
do-
80 yards. It might have been the camera angle.
No,
it was
it
a good
was
60 yards,
at
50,
least
60
it
yards.
was. And for us to do
A field
certain
goal,
work-
maybe?
I had
Field-
trouble seeing it. No, not it's. I have 4 eyes as it is, but the fights were amazing. The fights were awesome.
Yeah, I watched them in Fight Pass right here.
Oh,
by
nice.
the way.
Oh, yeah, you did. You did. Yeah.
I kind of fell asleep, but I was like alone in here.
Yeah.
So I was like,
know,
I gotta
it's
get
tough.
the hell out of here.
The fights were good and the crowd was good. Just the venue was very, very large. You could have 2 of them in that's one venue. Like when everybody was fighting and sitting, half the venue had like a couple stands of food. It was just.
Oh, was I right? There was emptiness there. Well,
not for people wise, just because it was such a big venue.
Well, maybe
you
they'll
know,
put
but-
more people in there next time. But
Yeah, that's
because
nice.
the card, they're getting another card going there in
Yeah.
what, May?
I think
June?
so, yeah, the end of
Something like
May.
that?
But they just gonna move some things around. But I think it worked well. There's an upset in the main event, which I don't think you can call it an upset with Vinicius, but
Yeah, I mean, Vinicius is Bellator vet.
yeah, Wells is a tough dude. But
yeah,
went
Wells
full
is a
five,
tough dude.
full
Doesn't
five.
have the experience that Vinicius has.
Yeah, just
And Vinicius' game plan, just kicking
Yeah.
them legs, and just really
he's a good dude too. So I was happy for him. Right in
posing
Connecticut
his
too.
will on that.
Yeah.
So anyway, tonight we are sponsored
Shout
by
out-
Slim Jim.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
only
Shout out to
kidding.
Tony Gravely,
And
too.
Tony Gravely on
And
right now?
still,
is he
no, he might. I don't know if he's on, but gotta give a shout out to that dude.
Double mint gum, Nature Valley.
Yeah,
shit.
buddy.
Light beer, Miller High Life.
Yeah.
Um,
Julio's
oh,
thing.
and look at what Julio gave me. Julio Colon came here with
Shout out to Julio.
Taylor Thompson. Gave me this incense right here. I wish I had a lighter.
Cool,
I would light this right the fuck now.
Yeah.
I can't run outside and get a lighter. I got my Gallagher game.
Oh,
you haven't got to look at that.
I know. I'm
Go ahead,
excited.
play one guy.
I want to be
One
in
guy.
that.
You can't play that long though, because if you're really good at it, just press a button on top, one of the white buttons, and you're going. Watch.
Batteries are dead.
No, give me it. What's wrong with you? Relax, Chief. Give me that
bro.
thing.
You see, my mom used to yell at me, touching
Holy
everything.
cow.
You've got kids. You know how it goes.
You're right. Did I drop this fucking? Oh, there it is.
Batteries. Oh, snap.
Weird. The one
Talk
that's
about-
the red button that says on off, guys.
Ben, look at that thing. See, old time games.
Oh, no, you gotta
NES
show it
people.
that
Oh,
way.
we're on that one. Yeah.
Actually,
So-
let me. No, I was gonna say. So anyway, Mike Polvere is calling in. Mitch Raposo is supposed to be calling in. Let me check my phone because he might be saying, "Hey, oh, what's Mitch saying? Is it cool to call at 8:45? Yeah, call now."
I didn't even see that on there. Did he write the comment?
No, he's writing to me right
yeah?
right now. I gotta give him my number though. Hold on. I don't think he has my number. Hold the fuck on. Hold on.
But yeah, fight week. Polvere's probably going nuts about now.
What am I doing right here? What is he?
Getting your number from it.
Oh, he's
Sweet.
Oh, he's calling me on Messenger. Let me see if that works. I never did that. Mitch.
What's up, man?
What's up, champ, man? Thank God. You sound real clear, man.
What's up, buddy?
Dude, we had some little technical difficulties. We got a band rocking. Well, you've been in the room. You know, there's other people that, rent a room here. There's a band rocking down the hall right now. I had to go tell them to shut up. I was going to have the whole regiment team here come roll them out, man. They're drowning us out. But I shut them up, Mitch. I went over there. I told them about you. And they're good, man. So what's up, brother? Thanks for calling. I know it's, fight week. You're cutting a little weight. And it's almost crunch time. But, Mitch, thanks for calling in, man. A lot of stuff going on with you. A big article today released by my MMA News. And, good stuff, man. How you feeling about actually... This is going to happen, Mitch. Fuller's going to show up. He always shows up. So let's talk about how you feeling about actually getting in that cage and making your pro debut.
Man, I'm itching to fight. I'm ecstatic, bro. Like I can't even put it into words. Like I'm just ready to go. I know he's gonna show up, so I'm excited.
Now, there was some slack on Rob in the past. People are starting to kind of, at least the media give him, the respect now because he deserves it. He comes here and he throws down. He doesn't, jump on his back and get choked out. The dude gets in there, throws leather. And that's something that you really want, dude, because a lot of your fights, you've been dominating on the ground and the guys don't want to stay up with you. But that's something you want to showcase. So you excited to actually get in there against some guy that wants to, kind of throw some leather with you.
Yeah, with me, people call me like a wrestler, but my manager said the best. I'm not a wrestler. Like I'm a guy. I've been training in every single art since I was a little kid. So it depends how he comes. If he when he fought Killa is kind of known as a grappler. He kind of stood away from Killa, and if he does that with me, I'm gonna light him up. That's just my style. I'm quick, I'm fast, but if he comes at me like he did with Randy, I might have a different response. And this time on the ground, there isn't no holding me and waiting for the 2-3 minutes to go so you don't get finished. I'm right when I get him down. I'm immediately looking to do damage, and it's gonna be fun dropping some elbows on each other, and I'm looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, Mitch. What? I mean, come on, elbows now, buddy. You've been in so many times in that position that you could just land them at will. Man,
yeah.
it could be you could be making chop suey in there. And you talk about Fuller, his last fights. He had that fight at Combat Zone 2 against Ken Murphy, and he kind of lasted for a little while on his feet. I think he might have got in a couple of shots there until Ken took him down and choked him out. But still, the dude, man, you got to watch out for him because one of those things can land at some time,
Yeah, I was saying this today. I'm not stupid. People are tagging me and stuff saying, "Oh, why is this fight happening? Mitch is gonna run through him." I ain't stupid. I know what works. Anybody with a 4-ounce glove can win a fight. This is my job, and I take it serious. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And Saturday night, I'm gonna go do my job, and I do my job better than most. So it's really that simple. I go in there smart, but I'm going in there doing my game, and Yeah, I'm not Ken Murphy. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
not to be rude. I'm not Ken Murphy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a completely different animal than Ken Murphy. No disrespect to him. I don't really know who he is.
Yeah.
But I didn't even watch the fight. So I guess he lasted a little bit. I don't really care how long he lasts. People are like, oh, well, he's gonna last. Well, my buddy Cooley knocked him out in 6 seconds. So to be honest with you, beating that time is pretty tough. You know what I mean? But it's not getting under the first. But I'm going out there, and honestly, if I have an opportunity to submit him in the first 30 seconds, I'm not taking it. I've been waiting a year to elbow somebody in the head. I'm not willing to do it a couple times before I take him out. And there's no disrespect to him. This is my time. You know what I mean?
Excellent.
It's been 8 years in the making. This is my time.
I hear you, man. Are you feeling any different coming into your pro debut from all your other ones from your Emmy fight?
Night and day. Like I'm not even. Like I'm a completely different fighter. Same skill set, but I just feel like a lot more. People don't understand. I'm still 20, but you know, my whole career, man, I'm a boy, and I was beating up grown men. I was beating up dads as a boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the truth. So now I'm 20 years old. I'm a little bigger. I'm a little stronger, and especially moving up to 35. I'm walking around now at 150 pounds.
You're
you know,
growing,
with
man.
8% body fat. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not. This isn't a joke to me. I take this very serious, and I'm getting to the UFC. So, this is a completely different game now. You know what I mean? I'm a pro now. I'm not taking it. I'm still having fun. I'm still doing my thing. I'll still walk in there with a smile. But now, as soon as I'm getting right to business, as soon as the bell rings.
Yeah, I bet, man. I can't wait, dude. It's you're in the right mindset. How's the weight cut going? I know you're right at the end of it, but.
Yeah, no, it's a lot easier to fight. I'll say that right now, man.
I bet. Yeah.
I'm sure in 6 months it'll be tough, but who knows? I mean, now there's rumors now the UFC's going to keep 125, so we'll see. I might have to go back down. I could do both, though. You know what I mean? The weight cut's not really a problem right now for 35. It's pretty easy, but in 6 months I'm sure it'll be a little tougher, and I'm sure if I try to do 125 again, I'm going to have to be on that little my boy Randy Costa's plant diet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go.
Now, what's this plant diet?
Huh?
What's this plant diet you speak of?
Pretty
what's
boy
Randy
diet.
eating? Is he a total vegan? What's he a Diaz brother? What's going on?
No, you know, total vegan. That's just everybody knows he had this little 4-year hiatus that he didn't fight, and obviously if he didn't have it, he probably would have been in the UFC a lot sooner.
Yeah.
But he used to eat like not like shit, but he used to eat like he probably used to eat like me, like a pretty a normal balanced diet, but he completely changed his lifestyle and I mean, you see his Instagram posts, man. That dude, it's always great, bro. You know what I mean? He's not a vegan, though. I know that's okay.
Yeah, he's full of life, that kid. Never a dull moment with that man. And Mitch, you've been training a lot with him, dude. And he was supposed to be on the card, with you. And then he got the call up to UFC. I'm sure you knew that news before, media and all that. Us knew it.
Yeah.
Man, how is and you didn't spill any beans, bro. I fucking congratulate you, man. Because I usually haunt you guys. Hey, what's going on? But how'd you feel about that? Because, dude, you're right in the mix. The end of 2019, the eyes, you could be in the same position. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. And you saw now Fabio just got on the Contender.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just people don't get it in the sport, man. Like I saw some as soon as Randy got signed, I saw people like being salty about it and shit. But at the end of the day, in this sport, it's about who's representing you, how you promote yourself. It's a lot more than what happens inside the cage. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
So I wasn't surprised at all when he got in. I was not even. I did know it before everybody. I think Lozon knew. I think his girl knew. Everybody knew. Then he ended up giving me a call like the next day. It was like 2 days before it was like official.
Yeah.
And ended up letting me know because we're pretty tight. I mean, we train a lot together, and we have the same mindset, and we're both young kids in this game, so we're pretty close.
Excellent, man. You got a bunch of other guys in there. Lozon's. There's a lot of guys from stepping in there from Lozon's. I think did Pete Haler's fight?
They're
looking for an opponent right now.
Are they looking for an opponent for Pete, or is he still on there?
I didn't even hear about that. Because I went to Lozon on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think Pete was there now. I didn't hear anything, but honestly, I'm not really surprised about that, man. Pete's a stud.
Yeah,
exactly. He's a stud wrestler. He's a stud on the ground. He's a big dude, so I'm not really too surprised about that.
You know what's funny about him, Mitch? It's like when I went to the media day at Lozon's, and I never met him before, and I thought he was like a welterweight or something. I met him at the awards show when we were all at the awards, but it was when he was sitting down. I didn't realize he was an 185-pounder, man. He's a big kid, man. I was like, holy shit, you're much bigger than I thought. And he's a powerful wrestler, man. Do you mix it up with him and get some rounds on the ground with that dude?
Oh hell no. You know what I mean? Hell no.
Well, you don't even think, come on, you don't
No,
even...
I am game though, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if someone that big tries to wrestle me, I will respond. And Greg Bella tries to take me down all the time. I will. Trust me, I ain't scared no big guy. But if I had a choice, nah, I ain't
That's great. Yeah, so he stays away from your corner of the room when you guys are in there, right? Actually, he'll probably get, they'll be all razzing him up if he tries to jump in with you guys. He's with the bigger killers, man. Hey, so Mitch, man.
Shout out to Mike Polvere too.
Hey, Polvere's on. Yeah,
Boss
Polvere's
man.
going to call after you, Mitch,
up,
man. Mitch, I talked to Trevor Goody. I talked to a couple other guys making their, their pro debuts, man. It's all the same. They're shedding that amateur, the amateur titles, and it's a clean slate, bro. How do you feel about just going into that next level and actually getting paid for what you do? And you do 24/7. Like, how's that feeling now, knowing that this is a career that you're going to get paid for?
It's not even about the getting paid for. It's what you said. It's a clean slate, and people don't get it. Like, as an amateur, whatever, people say what they want. I had 6 fights. I didn't lose a round. I didn't lose a minute. But I learned what I need to learn was experience. And a lot of guys, when they learn amateur, everybody knows when someone loses, they go, bro, it's only amateur. You're going to learn. I wasn't going to lose to any of these guys. I was far ahead of my game. But what I needed to learn was experience. I needed that. So now I feel like I feel like it's not even my amateur. I feel like I've never even fought for it. This is my pro debut. What people are gonna see Saturday, and I'm telling you this right now, it's Sunday, especially Rennie's up the card. Sunday morning, everyone's talking about my performance. I'm telling you that right now. Jumping from a guy who had all the situations, not even because whatever they say Raposo is a can or whatever. I'll do that. What I'm gonna do to him Saturday, I'll do to anybody around. I'm telling you that right now. And I'm only 20 years old. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it. It's a clean slate for me, and I'll do this decision bullshit whenever they got my name again. And it's just sort of thing someone has to say about me is a decision shit. So I'm excited to just wipe it off my name, and I want to hear what the critics have to say next.
Jeez.
Excellent, man. Yeah, definitely. Mitch, you've always been, it seems like every time you have a fight and you dominate that fight, you always have them guys, hating on you and stuff like that.
Because they're 30 years old, and I mean, I'm like a kid.
So old at 30.
You know what I'm saying?
So
like, they're 30, 32 years old, and it's like they've never had any type of hype in their career. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like I had more hype at 18 years old before my debut than they've had in their quote unquote title fights around here locally as a pro. You know what I mean? So I understand why they're upset. It is what it is, though. You know what I mean? I think that I don't blame them. It is. Do you think I was happy with any of the performances? No, I could care less. I was in the gym Monday. I could care less about those fights. And I'll tell you this right now, after Saturday night, after I get my hand raised, I'm going to care less about that fight. I know what the goal is, you know what I mean? I short memory with me, you know what I mean? I know what the goal is.
Hey, you know what, Mitch, so usually when you're getting ready for a fight, you have other training partners in there, kind of getting ready on the same card. You don't have any other regiment guys on the card, right?
Nah, none.
It's just you, man, so you have the whole team, you have all the focus of the team coming on you, man. That must be great. They must be kicking your ass in the gym.
Yeah, and it's kind of like you. I mean, I like sharing cards. It's cool and stuff, but I like this is my night. You know what I mean? Nothing to do with my teammates. Like if they were on the card, I'd be happy too. But I don't really care who's on the card. I made my debut by myself. You know what I mean? In Springfield. I don't know. I mean, I was my first time in Springfield. You know what I mean? With my amateur debut against a 32-year-old, whatever how old he is. You know what I mean? At 18 years old.
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit who's on the card with me. I worry about myself, and I worry about myself when I get in there. You know what I mean? So people on the card or people not on the card, it doesn't really matter to me. Saturday night's my night, and I worry about myself.
Yeah, Mitch. While you're talking about that older gentleman, you rematched him. I'm playing that fight right now when you won the belt, your last belt, your last AMI belt. But man. You were I was right at the cage side there, and just watching you do your work and just the dominance you had. I don't know what's gonna go on, man. People might need goggles when you're throwing elbows, friggin' Saturday night.
Yeah, that's my buddy Jorgen says it all the time. It's like people can say what they want, but at the end of the day, I said this since my second amateur fight. Fight me now because it's only going to get worse. It's going to continue to get worse. Simple as that. And now these guys, they can hold on to me and pray that I don't hit them. I remember that fight. He had deep hand scars and some bullshit on me. And I looked at Tyson and I was like, bro, I literally talked to Tyson. I really looked at him and I smiled. I'm like, bro, if I could elbow this dude right now.
Hey, Mitch, I was right there watching it, man. It was pretty, it was awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it was good stuff.
It is what it is. It makes the fights my amateur career went the way it was supposed to go, and now I'm excited to start my pro career. And I know Rob Fuller, people say what they want, but I'm gonna run through them whatever. This is a dangerous sport, and I take it very serious. And Saturday night, I'm just gonna do my game, simple as that, regardless of how it's gonna go.
Awesome. Who are you gonna have in your corner on Saturday?
It's gonna be sick. I got my striking coach Brian, of course, my grappling coach Tommy.
Yeah.
Tyson can't make it. He's gonna be in Florida. He'll be watching online. I'm gonna have Rob Font in my corner, and I'm gonna be Randy Costa's gonna be walking out.
Oh wow!
Nice.
Who's this Rob Font guy?
Hell yeah!
Rob
Yeah.
Font behind you, man. Is this the first time he's been in one of your corners?
Yeah, no, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just a big confidence boost thing. You know what I mean? People, I'm always confident, but like having him there, it's kind of like he's a big brother to me. You know what I mean? He's a top 10 UFC guy. I just started my career, and he has a lot of belief in me, and he puts a lot of time into me. So having him there in my corner, I mean, it's a big deal to me. And I'm gonna go out there, and it's not even just about me and him, like proving myself right. I'm gonna prove my coaches right. I'm gonna prove Rob right. I'm gonna prove Randy right. I'm gonna prove Tyson right. And so having them around and supporting me, and like as I go in and make my pro debut, you only make your pro debut once. So I'm excited for it.
Exactly. All that experience is gonna pay off, man. They're gonna know exactly what to tell you, how to help you out. You know.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait for that, dude.
So, Mitch, lots of fight, held 2 amateur titles, man. How's it feel? You fought for another organization, but CAGE Titans is your home, and you kind of waited for the pro debut to make it for them. Actually, it is your second attempt to make your pro debut because you're supposed to fight for them. Where was it? In January? When was that card supposed to be?
Yeah, January 26th.
January, man.
Yeah.
So, before I let you give your shout-outs and stuff and let you get going, how did you, keep it all together from that fight into this one, getting all revved up for that pro debut and then having to kind of, rev it back down and look for another opportunity?
Shit happens. I mean, that's just the way the sport works. And I'm a young kid in the sport, but I've been around the sport for a long time, and I've seen shit like this happen all the time. And when it happened, there's nothing I can do. It is what it is. I was actually trying to get on the combat zone next day, but at the same time, I wanted to make my pro debut for Mike, so we waited. And Mike's just a good dude. Like there's no. I know a lot of guys. They said, "Oh, no promoter cares about you," and I fought for ammo. Bill's a good dude.
Yeah.
But when you know Mike, man, like the guy, he didn't have to pay me. You know what I mean? He didn't have to refund I sold 100 tickets for that fight. He didn't have to refund those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to him, he made the way he looks at me is a long-term investment. You know what I mean? He wants to make my fans happy, obviously, and he did that to me. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a no-brainer for me. We're on full combat now. You got Randy in the UFC, you got Manny in the UFC, you got Jojo in the Ultimate Fighter. There's no stigma now of you have to fight for a certain promotion to get to the UFC. Obviously, some opportunities are big, you know what I mean? But CAGE Titans is just as legit as any promotion around, if not more legit. And I'm super excited to make my pro debut, man. Especially for Mike. Mike's a good dude.
Especially in that venue. That's the.
And it's right after Randy got signed. You know what I mean? He texted me and he was like, "It's time to get you in." You know what I mean? So he believes in me. You know what I mean? That's something that's big. He works with my coaches and he believes in me as much as my coaches do. And you need to have that. You know what I mean? It's a team effort. You know, to get to the UFC, it's not just by yourself.
Exactly. It's a total team effort. Especially you have the best guys behind you right now.
Yeah, no, exactly, man. It's a lot bigger than myself. You know, I'm representing something a lot bigger than myself.
Excellent, my man. Well, Mitch, any last thing you want to say? Anything you want to say? This might be your last interview before that pro debut. Anything you want to say and give your shout outs right after that?
No, I mean, a huge shout out to Regiment Training Center. I mean, Brian, Tommy. They've been putting work into me since I was 14 years old. And they've seen this pro debut since I was a little kid. You know what I mean? They've been telling me I was going to be in the UFC since I was a little kid. So making my pro debut with them is going to be something special, and I can't wait to make them proud Saturday night. Good huge shout out to Top Game Management, Tyson. And he does another guy. He's to manage me. We were in talks about him managing me when I was 18. You know what I mean? So the guy, he's had so much belief in me since day one. You know what I mean? And regardless of 25, 35, whatever, you know what I mean? He believes I'm going to be in the UFC, so huge shout out to him because he's a big reason why I have a lot of belief in myself, and he's a big reason why I get so much work with high level guys. Huge shout out to Rob Font, Calvin Cater, Randy Costa, Aaron Hughes, Yogan Castro, my new strength conditioning coach, Mike Fernandez, he believes I'm going to be in the UFC. So huge shout out to him because he's a big reason why I have a lot of belief in myself, and he's a big reason why I get so much work with high level guys. Huge shout out to Rob Font, Calvin Cater, Randy Costa, Aaron Hughes, Yogan Castro. My new strength conditioning coach, Mike Fernandez, he's doing crazy things with me.
Mitch,
on Saturday
I'll
night,
be seeing you at weigh-ins. I'll be there. I'll be hanging out with Mike. I'll be at, all over it. And I can't wait to see you do some work Saturday night and see some elbows and all that good knees and just, everything, man.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thanks,
Mitch,
man. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, Mitch,
What's
one more thing. I didn't put the picture up, though, but, you and I have a connection. Today we were both put on. You've been on Tapology for a while, but today was
You're
my
official.
first appearance ever on Tapology. and for all the people, I was messaging your coach this morning when I saw it, because Tapology let me know that it was up. They go, hey, you made Tapology. I go, get the fuck out. Well, what was it? Like some kind of I don't know what it was, and I looked, and it was me and you. I was like, holy shit, that's pretty damn cool, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Once you get to the UFC, man, it's a big deal.
Yeah, definitely, dude, man. Hey, if there was one picture I would have picked, and if your pictures are flashing now, it would have been the one that you posed with the ring girls with your tongue sticking out. Dude, that's the one I would have had on.
We'll see another one of those Saturday.
I'll take the one with me and you any day.
Hell yeah.
All right, my man, Mitch. I'll see you very soon, and I can't wait until weigh-ins when I see Kelly there and
Hell yeah.
and the place is rocking, dude.
You're gonna have to change.
Yeah, it's all good.
I appreciate you guys.
All right, man, Mitch. I'll see you on the other side, bro.
Have a good one.
Take care, man. Dude.
That's fucking awesome.
One word, 20. How composed is he?
20 years old. Yeah, he's just fucking very professional.
Just think all the people he
I'm
trains
stuttering all over the place, and he's fucking he talks fast like me. He's just like.
Yeah. Well, he's psyched, dude.
But he doesn't.
I'm surprised
stutter.
he got that much energy to talk right now.
I wish I had a lighter on. I want to smell that so bad. So before the beginning of the show, the band was like rocking.
I think
they have shut down.
Yeah,
that's because they probably just smoked a bunch of weed and they're all mellowed out. I was just like, didn't they get louder?
It did.
They started getting
as soon as it started,
into it.
did.
I was like, holy shit! They were like funking out, and
at least, like you said, at least it wasn't some death metal, which nothing wrong with that, but
yeah.
that would have drowned us out quick.
I would have been dying. So,
we didn't get his prediction. That's what I was
for what?
For how he's gonna. He wants to drop them elbows and not
chop
take
suey.
Yeah.
Total chop suey. All right,
but again, kudos to his partner, to Rob, who actually, if we could take a minute, he actually had a tragedy this week in his family.
Oh shit. He
had a cousin and an uncle that were shot.
Really?
Shot and his uncle died. He will be. I think he's gonna be here like a champ. But yeah, so again, just shows what people go through, And he's gonna come out here from Ohio, I think he is, and still take it and show up. But yeah, what are things like that people don't realize. Oh, if somebody has to not show up or whatnot. But
I'm listening and I'm talking to Mike and I'm choking on a Slim Jim.
There you go.
Who's what? Mike Polvere,
Denver. It's out of Denver. That's
there he
Colorado.
goes. Mike Polvere's what?
No, he's on.
All right. So Mike Polvere's here. He can tell Mike Polvere. You can call anytime. Call me. Let's get this going before the band starts playing again.
I think they're done.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'd like to go in there and jam.
I told you. Do it up. Well, maybe Saturday. No? Is that still the Beans?
I'll sound check the drums.
With Bayside?
I'll sound check.
Bayside Heights.
They let me sound check the drums. I'll sound check them while they're there.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah. I forgot the number. All right, I got to call Mike. I love it. I hope I have it.
Or call him on Facebook Messenger. It worked just as clear. That was crystal clear.
That
was clear.
Fucking. I can Skype in with
because
Facebook Messenger too. If I could only
because we're going live through Facebook.
Yeah.
It's gonna work better with the Messenger than it would with an outside caller.
Is it?
I think, yeah, for
all
sure.
Right, I'm gonna call him on Messenger. Here's the thing: we're still trying to figure out how to Chromecast this or cast it to
for the TV. Next Cage Titans card. I'm gonna help him promise that it'll be
next
the
Cage
best
Titans
one.
card is in fucking June. I want it done in
next
week.
The next Cage Titans. I'm just saying. Gotta keep the people. Gotta give the people.
All right, I'm calling him on Messenger. Calling you on Messenger. Calling you here. You're right. I should have. Maybe I should put him on the phone. Maybe I should put him on the phone. Call him video. See if it happens, and just put the video right there. No. Would that work? That's fucking awesome.
It's too much technology.
Yeah, fuck it. All right, I'm gonna call him on the phone. I gotta get his fucking his shit going first though before I call him. I gotta get his posters going. Right there.
This week is flying by.
Why is that?
I can't believe
Did
this
I
week
move
is
the
flying
camera?
by.
Why is that not right where the TV is? Like it should be right there.
But I like how you have, like, I'm watching the feed, we have the small video on the bottom play, and then the TV's where it is.
Say that again. What did I do?
No, nothing. It
What
looks
did I
good.
do? What are you saying?
See, it's right over the TV. See, it's perfect.
Yeah, and
See?
I had that,
This
and
guy,
then it moved.
He's got tech. Look at this guy, the tech king. That's
It
pretty
moved.
Cool.
I don't know why it moved. I might have hit the
It wasn't
cameras.
that bad, but
Yeah, but I'm a perfectionist. If I was a perfectionist, everything would be working in here. I'm a hack.
shout out to Travis that made some impromptu appearances on the last video you showed with Mitch.
Travis did?
Yeah, he was front row.
For what?
He was in when they were showing him against CAGE. He was just popping up in there.
Oh, what? The
Grizzly
live
Beard,
one? The
yeah.
live
The
fight?
last CAGE Titans one that you showed with
Oh,
Mitch.
the one that was on the TV.
Replay. Yeah.
Oh, all right. All right, let me call Mike. Look, we're just having like a fucking conversation here, like nothing's going on.
It's all right. Mike doesn't have 12 kids sitting on his lap right now.
And then, I got videos of fucking. Well, he's gonna have another
I
one
know.
soon. He just fucking.
What I thought that was the perfect day to announce that. Nobody's gonna believe you.
Yeah, that was excellent. Everyone fucking killed him.
And he said that his wife doesn't have Facebook, so she must have made him post it.
Oh yeah, I remember him saying that she didn't
She's
have
not on
Facebook.
social media. God bless her.
Good for her.
God bless her.
All right, so maybe we'll play something while he's fighting. Who's that? Oh, Mitch Raposo again. Look, I can watch these all day. Josh Harvey, let's play fucking. We'll play a little Joe Giannetti. Since he's not on the card, we'll show him some love.
Is this
Actually, no. Yeah, what'll play? Oh, look at him right
the
there.
infamous.
But I got Mike's thing playing. All right, I'm gonna call Mike right now.
Call him on the messenger.
This is pretty cool though. I can't wait until I get everything fucking working in here. Like, oh wait, let me move this camera around. Just show everyone. I think I can move it. Let me see. Right here. Jared, this is gonna come. Fuck this fucking thing. The slot fucking slides.
There's a lot going on.
I don't know what the fucking. There it is. All right, so let me move this. There we go. Where are you, Jared? There you are. Where are you? Poles in your way. I got the inset in your way. There's that other TV right there. There's a room podcast. Jared's here's my light beer. Jared's behind that. He's behind the incense burner. Look at my light beer. They're getting all kinds of fucking play today. All right. We got to give Mike a call now.
Yeah.
Because we're going off course here. But I like it. I'm playing around live. That's the whole thing.
Exactly.
Like I'm playing with things.
Exactly.
Let me put that thing back on.
Richie Santiago's tuning in.
Is he? Richie Santiago. I'll be seeing him soon. I'm just playing, Richie. I'm just playing. I put CAGE Titans. This is called CAGE Titans World. I just put this up now. So, all right, let me call Mike. Fuck it. I'm gonna call his phone number. Fuck it. He's probably like, this fucking kid. He's got his hands full. Saturday.
Yep.
You're going. All right, we'll talk to him. You're gonna go his fight book, right?
Yeah.
You're covering the fights, his fight book.
I am.
See the fucking. You're right. The messenger does sound much better. Who's talking to me? Oh, my battery's dying.
What's up, guys?
What's up, boss?
What's up? What's up?
Mike, I promise next card, I will have my Skype working and we'll have your beautiful face on here.
I heard you guys talking about if you were going to try to FaceTime me.
Yeah, I was gonna like just hold the camera up like a loser, like the phone on the camera there, like with you in it. And I'm like, no, that's all right. We'll figure it out, man. So we just had your Bantamweight on. You were listening, I'm sure. He's more hyper than I am when he talks, isn't he?
Yeah, man. You know what's so funny is listening to Mitch. He sounds like a seasoned pro already.
He does.
Talking to you guys. He's just so comfortable. Promoting and talking about his fights, but yeah, he's definitely high energy.
Yeah, he's very
20.
confident, and he's 20 years old. And the way he talks, like you said, he's very intelligent, and he talks like he's been in the game for 10 years, which he has been. You know what I mean? But basically, since he was like 11, 12 years old.
14, I think he said.
Actually, not even. He's been in the game 6
practicing.
years, so not even the right game. What do you got right there?
But yeah,
I know.
the kid's a beast. He's a beast.
So, Mike, man, it's crunch time. Have you slept at all this week?
Yeah, I always expect not to sleep on fight week.
Or on the couch.
It's pretty much up every night, drinking 3 monsters a day to get through the weekend.
Jesus. That'll keep you going.
Definitely. I got it pumping through the veins at this point in time. When you're drinking a Red Bull at 9 o'clock at night, you know, or Monster, I should say,
yeah.
you got issues.
I hear you.
So, Mike, you've been down this road so many more times before. Has anything changed this week leading up to the card? Is it the same old kind of things you got to deal with as always, or is there more to deal with because there's more responsibility and a bigger show?
Yeah, man, it's a lot of the same stuff, and it's like no matter how many times you go through fight week and how prepared you are, it's just you can't prepare for it. It's just such a it's just such a crazy week because you don't know if you're coming or going. You know, I had a friend actually hit me up today and was like, "Hey, I got to drop off that corner app today at some point. What do you got going on?" I'm like, "I'll be home all day." And then he's like, "Oh, cool." And I was like, "Well, besides when I have to go here at 1, I got to meet someone else at 11. Actually, I'm pretty much not home all day." And I had the same talk with my wife. She goes, "What do you got to do tomorrow?" I was like, "I got nothing. I should be around the house all day."
Yeah, right.
And I was out of the house probably up until about 7:30 tonight.
Unreal. And it's all, as if, dealing with fighters, helping fighters out, and just taking care of the small things at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like yesterday, we have, what blows my mind, I guess, is the fighters and their medicals and getting licensed. It's like, you have a fight, but they all wait to the last day, and then it's always, I just don't understand it. Like, some guy owes me just an application, and I'm like, just print the damn application and send it to me. But, it's always stressful the last day of, like, medical deadline day. So usually Monday and Tuesday are eaten up by chasing fighters, compiling the paperwork, sending it over to the commission. It's kind of an antiquated system, but it's a system we have, unfortunately, through the Athletic Commission. I say, "Hey, guys, go print this application and fill it out and send it back to me." They go, "I don't have a printer. Can I fill it out online?" So that's a hurdle I got to, go through. But, yeah, it's just getting fighters licensed, corners. Everybody knows they got a fight coming up, but still it's 4 days before, and, "Oh, my guy hasn't sent his corner app in yet." So, yeah, it's just little stuff like that.
That must drive
them. Now, Mike,
yeah.
Do you have anyone that helps you with that small stuff, or is that something you take care of all on your own?
So the only thing, like, leading up to the fights, I have Brandy who does our licensing, and she kind of handles it, but at this point in the game, it's when I get involved because, Brandy handles the ones that are easy, and she kind of chases the fighters for the last couple weeks. But then I got to get involved when it's the last day and fighters aren't doing it, and then I got to kind of lower the hammer and be like, "All right, guys, what's going on? Your fight's going to get canceled. I need this stuff." So she helps out and helps coordinate it, but pretty much at this point is when I kind of take over. Besides that, it's small stuff like, today I was just out in the trailer, getting it all ready, with getting the cage ready, going through just minor things you don't even think about. Wristbands for the front door, making sure we get enough of those, ordering those, making sure the cage mat's all ready. We ordered new padding this cage fight. We ordered a couple new backdrops.
Oh, nice,
So it's just little stuff that I can't even tell you what I do, but it's like, you ever been in that day? It's like, I'm so busy, and you're like, "What do you got to do?"
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you what I got to do, but I got a lot to do.
Oh, I could only imagine. Now, do you keep the whole cage set up on your property in a trailer, you said?
Yeah, so I have it in a trailer, and I do have a storage place that I park the trailer, but usually I bring it back here like the week of the fight, so I can kind of go through it and make sure everything's in there that I need. It's down to making sure I got duct tape and tape to hang signs, paper, plastic cups for the bar for the beer. Just the most randomest things you can think of.
Oh, somebody's got to do it. It's not your first rodeo, so you know all the ins and outs. So why not just get yourself involved with it? more.
And that's the thing with us. That with us, we get an open venue. We get an empty venue, I should say.
Yep.
We have to provide everything from the beer to the liquor license, the beer, the wristbands, the front door, the cash register at the front door. I mean, I have to rent chairs and tables. We really just get an empty building. We have to make the show.
I didn't realize that you guys had to do the rentals with the chairs and all that kind of stuff too. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, we have to sweep and mop before we leave. We have to leave the building, and that's not even. We laugh at it, but it's not even a joke. It's like we have to sweep and mop before we leave. We have to leave the building the same way we found it, because every Sunday at Memorial Hall they have a church service. So we have. Yeah.
My God, Mike!
If they only knew.
Everybody's sitting in that building on Saturday night, and then Sunday. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Wow. Well, what's funny is one point in time, 3 years ago on Father's Day, because our June show is usually the day before Father's Day.
Yep.
The church, because we're kind of friendly with them a little bit, and they had us leave the cage set up, and they did the priest did his sermon from the cage. He did a whole theme.
I hope there's pictures.
It was a Father's Day theme around. You're fighting, and you're the fight with God and the devil and all kinds of stuff. Jesus. But it was pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
No way, man! That's pretty awesome, man.
That's to see that out in Denver or something.
I would definitely take pictures of that one, man. Yeah. That's a first for you, for I would imagine any MMA cage. Unless
he actually there was a video out there because they streamed the service. Jesus. I'll have to go digging after this week and I'll share it with you.
Yeah, I might beat you to the punch there, Mike. I might be trying to look for them beans before then, but that's pretty interesting, man. That's pretty awesome, man.
So is this card sold out? Almost sold out? How in that aspect, how are you looking?
Yeah, it's pretty much. I mean, it's going to be close to sold out. I really don't know 100% until weigh-in day.
Oh yeah.
Once the weigh-in day comes up and the fighters return their tickets, but I know that the return of Don Shamus. This is huge. Yeah. There's a ton of fans. I think Don, from what I hear, so Don's been on the sidelines for a year and watching Randy Costa kind of take over and the Costa crew take over Memorial Hall. And when Shamus came back, he's like, "I'm taking back Memorial Hall." Don held the record for ticket sales up until Randy's debut, pro debut in June.
No shit.
Randy broke his record in June, then broke his own record in August, then broke his own record in November, and then broke his own record in January. So he set a record all 4 of his fights. And then, as far as I know, Don Shamus did achieve his goal and broke Randy's record for this fight.
Get the hell
Are you serious? Holy shit! Because I've been at all those cards, and Randy, it seemed like the entire place was for Randy.
Well, it is, but now Don's back and Randy's off that card. Good for Don, man.
We had a nice long interview with one of our guys.
Oh, that's right. Fightbook did an interview on Don.
Sasha, our buddy in Canada, did an interview with him, and he said he was such a good dude.
Yeah, and I mean, to come back, the story in itself, to come back off a broken neck is amazing. And just because I'm not, and this might shoot me in the foot because people are going to start calling Don off the hook to fight for them, but, the record was 10,000. Randy broke it at 11. Then the next fight, a little over that. Then the next fight, 12. And then this last fight for Randy, he did like 13-4.
Holy shit.
This fight, Don Shamus did 16,000.
Are you kidding me? That's insane, dude.
Listen, I don't lie when it comes to numbers. The numbers are the numbers.
Yeah.
And I tell people what they are. Like, I guarantee you Don Shane's phone is going to be ringing if somebody hears this interview being like, "You want to fight for us next?" But it is what it is. Well, I mean, he's killing it.
It's worth it. It's a huge.
Yeah, Don. There's no doubt about it. Don has that huge following. He does, and he does everything right as far as leading up to the fights with his sponsors, his tickets. The kid's his own accountant, for God's sakes.
Absolutely, and what's amazing is to sit down with Don and hear the business side of it. Sometimes he's a little intense, but I love that about him. He actually he called me today. He goes, "Did the show sell out?" And I was like, "I'm not really sure yet." He goes, "All right, well, if the show's going to sell out, I'm going to buy $1,000 worth of tickets and sell them out front." I'm like, "Don, you can't scalp tickets at my fights."
Yeah, especially there, right? Imagine that. Your security would go insane.
Unreal. It's I interviewed his opponent at at Lozon's, man.
Yeah.
His opponent, nothing but respect for Don, was
Dave?
talking so highly of
Is that his name? Dave McClendon?
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, he was talking about he fought Jimmy the Tooth.
Oh.
That was his first fight. Was
Yeah.
Jimmy the Tooth.
Yep.
And now he's coming in to fight another one of your big time Cage Titans fighters, man. Good for this kid for coming in. And I hear McClendon's gonna hang around after this fight and train in New England for now. And he grew up here, and he's gonna train here.
That's awesome. How can you not want to train up here?
Yeah, so McClendon is originally from Brockton, Mass, and he moved to Michigan. But he's actually back living here. That's how I kind of ran into him. Obviously we talk a lot about Don, but not to forget about McClendon. I mean, this kid, in your interview, and I knew this before your interview, but I think he said he had over 40 amateur fights.
Yeah.
This kid was super active because he was fighting in a part of the country where there's fights every weekend. There's no athletic commission back in the day when he was fighting, so you could fight every weekend. So this kid has a lot of experience. So he's coming, and he's just happy to be a part of it. And I think when these other states, they come to Cage Titans, and I'm not just trying to pump up Cage Titans, but when they come here, I went through it with like John Adams and Kenny Lewis, these guys who fight in like Vermont where there's not much of a commission. These shows are a big deal. They're used to fighting in front of 50 people. I would call their shows more like smoker type events in front of 50, 60, 70 people. So when they come to Cage Titans, they're kind of wowed by the bright lights. So it's cool to see.
It is cool. How can you know? Everybody loves fighting for you, Mike. It's the venue, it's the fans that go there. It's also how you treat everybody, and people know about that all over the place.
Now, Mike, we just had an announcement today. Fabio is going to the Contender. I know you have beans that you can't spill because you spoke publicly that you've been talking to Shelby, and he's asking you around and stuff like that, which he does with a lot of promotions like CES and stuff in New England, dude. But that's really great news that the Contender is starting to announce or letting fighters announce that they're going to be on the card, man. Are you excited for the new Contender series? And you looking forward to seeing some more of your fighters in there that kind of got their start in your cage as amateurs and young pros?
Yeah, man, it's super exciting. I mean, Fabio made his debut with us, fought all his amateur fights with us. He's been begging to get back with Cage Titans for our last two events. He's a favorite of mine. Obviously he didn't fight for us pro, but we've been talking, and he's got an opponent, and that's super exciting. It's nice to see him get these opportunities because he's genuinely a good kid. So I will say this, no beans, but I would guarantee that there's at least, what do you want to say, over under 3 New England fighters in the Contender this summer.
That you know of now, and there could be more.
What do you want to say? What do you want to say? The over under? What's the over?
I say over. I
Over.
say over because the first year they had like 6 or 7 or something like that, and with Randy going to the UFC and other fighters following him around here, big fight. Even some of our fighters had huge fights from Bellator.
We have some of the top 10
yeah,
guys
so
in the
they're
UFC.
over here. They're staring, man, and they're looking a lot on Mike Polvere there in the Cage Titans cage in Plymouth Memorial, man. A lot of your fighters have big eyes on them. We got Jay Perrin that we're just waiting for a big announcement about an opportunity for him. I know Mark Delagrai signed him under them guys, and they're watching him very, very, very closely. So that means something big for that kid down the line. And I would could be Contender, could be something better, but there's nothing less than the Contender that guy's going to get.
Yeah, I mean, Dana White made it known publicly. If the road to get to the UFC is going to be the opportunities that the Ultimate Fighter and the Contender provide. It's very difficult to do what Manny did, and it's very difficult to do what Randy Costa just did, getting in the UFC, right away. A lot of guys you're seeing have to go through the Contender or the Ultimate Fighter. So this is just going to be an avenue for our fighters to get in there in all of New England. So, I mean, I would not surprise me to see Jay Perrin on the Contender this year. Obviously Fabio's there. There's a handful of others. I mean, just in our cage alone, if Danielle Heinley has another impressive finish in this weekend, and she's 4-1, you could see someone like her go, because they're always looking for female fighters.
Without a doubt.
I mean, Zach Di Sabatino, if he comes out victorious, he's 6-1. Jeff Perez, if he came out victorious, he's 5-1. These are guys that you could see. And it's not just Cage Titans. Richie Santiago, one of our commentators, a CES veteran, he could be going.
He doesn't get
so there's plenty of guys out there.
Yeah, exactly. And then, look at Sean Alley, too. He could always get a chance to get back in there,
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many opportunities. I mean, it's a good time to be a fan of MMA, and it's a good time to be in this sport where these opportunities are there. Because in the past, it was you could wait around for a couple of years to maybe get a shot on an Ultimate Fighter if your weight class was up in like the pool. And now you not only do have the Ultimate Fighter that's supposedly coming back, which Dana kind of said, but you also have this Contender Series now. And we know they're coming next summer, so guys can set their goals. Let's just talk about this for a second. Mitch Raposo, Jacobo Opito, and Trevor Goody are all debuting on this card. So now there's a June card, there's an August card, there's a November, and a January. So that's 5 more cards before they start planning for the next contender next year in 2020. These guys could be 4-5-0 by next year and see themselves in the contender next year. So this is just really cool because we can set the calendar in motion like we do with Cage Titans. It used to be, hey guys, we got January, April, June, August, November. If you want to fight on all 5, you can fight for Cage Titans all 5 cards. Now we can set incremental goals and be like, all right, you're making your debut here. If you want to get to 4-5-0 before the contender next July and August, you need to fight on the June card, the August, the November, the January, or something to that effect.
True.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, 100%. 100% it does. There's so many opportunities, and the Contender Series was such a brainchild of Dana and everybody, and it's given, like you said, so many opportunities. These guys. Look at Chris Curtis, somebody with this kind of skill and record.
Yeah, that's another thing, Mike. There's PFL people that are getting signed from New England that are going to be on that card too. So our fighters are being spread all over the damn place.
Best region.
Yeah, and I mean it goes back to what I've preached before on your show and other shows. Is like get with a promotion and stay busy. I shared what the UFC said to me in the past when we were talking about Manny. I want you to fight often, and win, and finish. I don't care who your manager is. I don't care what promotion you fight for. That's all that matters.
100%.
And if you have to fight bums, because it happens sometimes, finish. Try not to fight bums, but if you end up having to fight a couple bums, make sure you finish.
Exactly.
They want you to fight. They want you to fight often. And even a guy like JoJo, like maybe we forget about him in this conversation, but he got on The Ultimate Fighter after only being a pro for a year.
Yeah.
Because he fought every Cage Titans card and got to 6-0 right out the gate. Randy Costa went pro in June, fought every card since then, got to 4-0, and now here he is in the UFC. The key is to train your ass off and fight often, and finish. And the rest will play out.
Exactly.
Mike, you got these new pros coming in here making their debut. This card, I think you have 8. Is it 8? How many? 8 or 12 pro fights? How many pro fights? 10 pro fights.
10 pro fights.
So I should have went in the middle of that.
Yeah, let's talk about some of those.
And so now that's a first for you, having 10 pro fights. We talked about it in the last podcast, but it's funny because when people that are starting to pay attention to the card because it's fight week. Some people that weren't so involved in it, now getting involved. They're noticing now. Wow, there's 10 pro fights on that card. So you are evolving like hugely, and the pro fights are all fighters and all matchups that you kind of that were bred in your cage as amateurs. So we talked about how you have your farm system and you're building the major leagues for your promotion.
Yeah, and that's really what it's about. I mean, I'm gonna always give the opportunities to guys who have been with us, and I've had other pros come to me and say, "Hey, can I get on your card? Can I get you on your card?" And I'll be real. So when Randy's opponent fell out, when Randy got called to the UFC, that left his opponent, and I had a bunch of other fighters calling me asking, "Hey, I'll take that fight. I'll take that fight." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you can get in line. If I'm going to give the fight to somebody, Jay Perrin's at 35, he'll get first option. If somebody else is behind Jay Perrin, it's Johnny Cupcakes, who took 2 tough fights in a row, and he deserves a nice fight. Or it's Ken Moy, who's just coming off a title loss, and he's coming off a tough title loss in the decision to Jay. If none of those 3 are available, then I can start bringing in more bantamweights. But until I fulfill the 3 guys who've been loyal to me, I can't bring another bantamweight in until I fulfill those guys on fight cards. And it's going to be the same thing, at 170. Hey, I want to fight at 170. If you're a pro from a different promotion, I'm going to say, well, now I got Trevor Goody at 170. If I get 2 options at 170 and I have Trevor matched, I'll give it to you if I have a room on the card. But my loyalty has to kind of be to the guys who stuck with me from the beginning.
Yeah. That's the way to do it.
And you have quite a bit of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time. Or I can say it's an expensive time to be Cage Titans because all these guys are now going pro and putting on a card that's, it's definitely different from me from a budgeting standpoint.
Yeah.
Because in the past it used to be 3 to 5 pros and 10 amateurs. And now here we are with 5 amateurs and 10 pros.
Now, Mike, like Flow Combat, does that kind of like entice more people to watch the Flow Combat when you have more pro fights on there? Because Flow Combat's not just for like New England to buy. A lot of people like maybe out of New England who watch Flow Combat are maybe looking for more pro fights. Does this maybe boost the ratings a little bit too for the Flow Combat side of things?
This might be bad for Flow Combat, but I'll be totally honest. I don't even think of Flow when I'm making a fight card.
Yeah.
I think about the fighters that I have to fulfill needs for. I'm never thinking of a fight where, oh my God, this would be great for a TV fight or a Flow Combat.
Yeah, I understand that, Mike. But as far as I know, you didn't plan on doing it just for the ratings. But do you think this does boost people getting more involved and want to see more of the Cage Titans because they know a lot of these pro fighters, they're jumping on to the next level. So that's going to bring more eyes to Flow Combat because Flow Combat is all over you, and there's been so many highlight reels on Flow Combat from Cage Titans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that it's beneficial to Flow Combat, to be real with you, because we're providing them the content, and what they do from there is on them.
Yeah.
To kind of use or take advantage of their user base and how they're going to market to their user base. I get an obligation to put on great fights and excite the fans that are in our stands that I look at face to face. Flow, the responsibility is on them to take what I give them and market it however they want because, to be honest, they make money from the content we provide them. We don't make any additional. We don't make, if there's 2 people that watch it or there's 1,000 people that watch it, we don't see any difference.
Yeah.
In revenue. So it really, I know this is kind of weird to talk about, but it really doesn't affect me too much, I guess.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like there's a rate that there's a contract between you 2 guys that's kind of a flat based. That's what it is, and then any extra, whatever pay-per-view buys it does not go in you. And I understand that's not something that you kind of watch, but it's very interesting that to see, how the ratings will be with all pro, mostly pro fights on there, and a lot of these fighters that are on there are on the, either making their debut and they want to see these debut fighters here that have been killing it as the Emmys. Or the more veteran fighters that you were talking about, that this could be the last time they're seeing them on Flow Combat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's it's interesting how your mind thinks and like where you're kind of thinking about that. I think of it like, does the end user on Flow Combat, because Massachusetts doesn't require shin guards or anything, are they educated enough that they know the difference between the amateur and the pro fights?
Yeah,
I think what's more interesting is that they see these guys repetitively on every card, so then the names start sticking. So do they know Mitch was an amateur? I don't know, but they know, oh my God, I've seen this guy's name 3 times, and they've shared a highlight from this kid 3 times. Did they know it was an amateur highlight? I don't know, but I think they're building the fan base on the fighters. And I think if I worked for Flow Combat, that would be really where they want to hone in. They really did a good job with Randy, and there's some other cool personalities within Cage Titans and exciting fighters. If they kind of hone in on that, they could, I don't want to say gold mine, but they could really do well selling their product to their fan base.
And that would only help you guys in the long run, you know?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I mean, more names that get out there, it's better for us. I mean, I'm kind of torn on this whole thing because I mean, more names that get out there, it's better for us. I mean, I'm kind of torn on this whole thing because I've heard people say, oh, this is a TV fight. Oh, you got to take this fight because, it's harder, but more people are going to watch it. And I'll be brutally honest with a fighter. If he was my fighter, I'd say to him, I don't care if 1 million people watch it. If the fight's not a good fight for you and you lose, who the fuck cares if 1 million people watch it? I mean, shit.
Yeah, it means
a good
1 million
fight's
people
a good fight.
lost.
And my marketing and my mindset, maybe I'm too close-minded, but as cool as it might be to say someone in California is watching a Cage Titans event, it means nothing to have inflated numbers. Some random guy in Kansas who likes my promotion who really is not going to come out to an event, or I don't cater to them. I want to cater to the people that are going to be here in New England that have a chance to come out to these events, because I don't think that Sean Shelby or Dana White's watching Flow Combat. I don't think they're watching UFC Fight Pass. And those are the names that you really need to watch your fight.
Exactly.
So if you have a manager or a promotion or whoever that can, when you have an exciting fighter, or Joe Lozon, I'm sure he went to Shelby and sent him an email and said, hey, here's a clip from Randy's last fight. Keep an eye on this guy. It
100%.
wasn't Sean Shelby sitting home watching Flow Combat on a Saturday night and hitting somebody up.
Right.
That's just my opinion, though. That's my opinion.
I think your opinion's spot on, and it's smart, too, from a marketing standpoint, too. You know, why would you... not like you're putting in extra funds into Flow Combat, but like you said, some guy in Michigan is going to watch the fight, be a fan, but what's he contributing to it other than the membership, which, Cage Titans doesn't see.
And maybe if that guy in Michigan had a connection, these college roommates with Sean Shelby, and he could be like, hey, Sean, I saw this guy on Flow Combat, but, I mean, you're looking for a needle in a haystack at that point.
Exactly. So let's talk about the card a little bit. I know you're spotlighting and want to spotlight all the fight on this card. What are some of the highlights, some of the fights, scraps that you think are going to stand out that people are just going to be in awe for the next day?
Oh, man.
I know. See, I know I hate doing that. Let's start with the AMI.
Somebody's going to say...
Start with the AMI cards.
No, we can't go through all this.
No, not all the cards. Just some highlights.
Tell them what's the biggest fight you're looking. What's the top 3 fights you're really looking forward to? Well, actually, I can't ask them because it's kind of being biased. But what are the fights you?
I will never say. And if you watch Table Titans, I will never give predictions. I will never say what fight I'm looking forward to the most. I will say I look forward to every single one of them. There's always some fight on this card or any card that you didn't even think about and it ends up blowing your mind. There's fights on cards that you think are going to be fireworks and they're duds. MMA, anything can happen.
Exactly.
You see it even the UFC level. You're like, wow, this is a stacked pay-per-view, and the pay-per-view sucks. And then you're like, man, I'm not paying money for this pay-per-view. This is a horrible card. It ends up being bananas.
All the time.
I can tell you that everybody's going to be bringing that Memorial Hall. Memorial Hall is going to be rocking on Saturday night, and you want to be there from the first fight all the way to the end.
Have to be. And I tell people this all the time. My favorite fight, the most exciting fight I've ever seen live, and I've seen thousands of fight live, was Chris O'Brien and Chris Seeger. That was an amazing fight. And who thought that was going to be like it was, you know?
And that was in your cage.
God.
That was legit one of the most amazing fights I've ever seen. And it'll be like that forever, you know?
Oh my God, that fight was amazing. I mean, in that fight, like exactly, you didn't really expect it to be that crazy, but it's holy. So yeah, exactly. You don't know. So I'm excited for all the fights because I know what all these guys put in for work. So I'm more excited to just let them have their release and have all their hard work finally pay off. You know, because sometimes you may work for 4 years and never get that payoff. In a fight camp, you do get a payoff. The payoff's on fight night, and it's nice to see that glory for that one night. So I appreciate the fight night.
Excellent, Michael. Weigh-ins
Oh man,
Friday. What time are weigh-ins? What time? What time do we need to be there for weigh-ins? What's going on?
my man Domenico, I want you there as early as possible. Whenever you get there, that's when the party starts. But weigh-ins, fighters arrive at noon, and that's when they can get on the scale officially.
Okay.
And our ceremonial weigh-ins start at 1.
All right.
So at 12 o'clock, when usually fighters start arriving between 11 and 12. They can get on the scale officially at 12. We have them doing their photos. We have them getting their glove size, picking their music with the DJ. We have a media room set up, so if you want to have some setup and you can get some interviews with fighters right after at the weigh-ins, you can do that.
I'll be there.
So you can go live, whatever you want to do. We give you opportunity to talk to those guys, and yeah, man, it's going to be a good time. We go live on the stage at 1 o'clock, so if you can't make it down to pins, pop on Facebook, CAGE Titans Facebook, and you can watch the weigh-ins live right then.
Excellent, Mike. Mike, I might be having breakfast with you if you eat. So I got the whole weekend off, so I'll be there nice and early Friday.
I already said it to you guys. I mean, my home's always welcome. So fight week and whatever you guys want to do, I got a couple extra rooms and couches and beds. So you're more than welcome to crash, and we can make it a whole CAGE Titans weekend.
All right, my man. Sounds great, bro. Anything last you want to ask me before? Because we've been talking forever.
I probably have 40
I
more
want to ask
questions.
you a question.
Well, who? Me or him?
You.
Both of you guys.
All right, go ahead.
What fight are you most looking forward to?
Go ahead, Jerry. You first.
Me personally, I'm actually looking forward to the main event. I followed.
Who is the main event?
Shedrick Goodrich versus Sean Lally.
Lally's the main. All right.
I followed Shedrick.
I don't know that.
And it's one of those things where you got to look at somebody's record if you don't know this person or you don't know MMA. I think that's going to be a banging fight. I wouldn't go to the bathroom at all during that fight.
All right.
Daniel Henley.
I love that choice. I love that choice because honestly, again, we don't fight on paper. And on paper, somebody might be like, "Oh, Lally should smash this kid."
Exactly.
And if you look at who Shedrick has fought and who he's come to New England before and beat, you know this kid's the real deal.
Oh yeah.
I had this talk with a fighter the other day. They're like, "Oh, well, what about this 6-4 guy?" I go, "That 6-4 guy that you don't think isn't any good, you don't think is that good? Guess what? He's 6-4 because he goes to everybody's hometown and fights all the hardest guys in everybody's hometown that no one will fight.
Exactly.
He wins some, he loses some, and sometimes those guys are better than a 14-0 guy. It's just the truth in the sport of MMA."
That's true. Look at Mark.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Good pick, Jared.
Hey, thank you.
All right.
Mark Hunt.
I got 2 picks.
Go.
I got Amis and I got pros.
Yeah. I think we might be in the same one for Amy.
My amateur fight is Eddie George against
Rubio.
Dion Rubio. Fabio's on my brain.
Perfect choice.
That is, I've been
Unbelievable fight.
I can't even it's been very quiet between them two. As far as social media, Eddie's not big on social media anyway, and Dion isn't too much either, except for just training footage and stuff. But they've been very quiet, man. So they're gonna show up, to that cage Saturday for the first time.
For the scrap. That's for the title.
Yeah. So
I love that fight, Steve, and I will tell you why. I mean, Dion Rubio has been unstoppable. The kid's undefeated. He put people to sleep in the cage. His submission game is devastating. And the kid can stand. He took on Lion Fight title contender Jarrell Lorano in his second fight, and he was able to hang in there.
And that's a tough
So don't
dude.
sleep on his stand-up. You know, Eddie George, he's not a champ coming into this for Cage Titans, but he's the reality fighting champion who he won that title off of Matt Bina, who was, before he vacated the belt, the Cage Titans champ. So he kind of by default, I guess you could call, because he beat the Cage Titans champ at another promotion. You could kind of look at him as the champ going into this fight.
True. And what's your pro pick?
My pro pick is, well, it's a debut pro pick. I'm looking forward to Trevor Goody going in there against a veteran and, watching, we talked about Mitch, and I already know what's going to go on with Mitch's fight because the kid is just an animal, and anyone that he goes against at this point is just, it's going to be the same result in my eyes. But as far as Trevor, I'm totally looking forward to that kid going in there because I've been watching him kind of doing everything, man. The guy's been fighting in Muay Thai fights. He's been, in all these crazy jiu-jitsu things going on.
He doesn't stop. He
and,
always fights.
He's your Cage Titans amateur champion, undefeated. And I want to see what he does with all his tools against some dude that's had a crazy amount of fights.
Yeah, man, that's a great pick. Trevor Goody, 6-0, undefeated. He's looked unstoppable. And why I like that you picked up on John Adams. We talked about this on Table Titans. John Adams hasn't won yet as a pro, but this was a 2-division champion as an amateur. He was the 185 champ in Vermont. He was the 185 champ in Vermont and the 155 champ in Vermont.
That's a huge
so
difference.
just because he hasn't had a win yet as a pro, this kid is a tough as they come fighter, and it's going to be a great fight and a great test for Trevor in his pro debut.
Is that a catchweight fight?
No, it's a 170 welterweight fight, isn't it?
I wrote 170, but it's a 165.
Oh, really? Trevor's going to make... Wait. Trevor will be 170, or will he be at 165?
No, 165. He made 165 back in the day.
That's unreal, that kid. What's he, 6? How tall is he? 6'7" or
6'7".
Yeah, that's...
You know what, Mike? I went to Florian's. That dude, he's like Mitch, only a little more, much more mellow. The guy just knows how to speak, man. He knows how to talk fighting, and he just knows how to, make himself just seem very, very humble and real,
Yeah, honest to God, if you could sit down with Trevor and have a conversation, this kid has amazing life experiences. Every summer he goes and does like a camp for underprivileged youths. He went through some tragedy back in his home state, which brought him up here. Yep. He's lived a long life and has a lot of life experience, and he's training hard, and he's a great guy. Great guy.
It seems like everybody you bring in here.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're bringing them like. I think it's a lot to do with how comfortable they are fighting for you, Mike. It's not very stressful. I mean, you got your bumps in the road, fights drop off, shit happens. Yeah. But they're comfortable fighting for you, so they kind of feel taken care of. So as far as, the preparation is really what they got to go through. They don't have to worry about nothing else. You really take care of it for them.
Yeah, I mean, on that point, I'll be real, and I've said this to you before, I work full-time. I do Cage Titans because I like to and because I want to. With that being said, I'm going to work with fighters I want to and I like to. So if you're not a good person, I don't care how many tickets you sell, how talented you are, I'm just not going to work with you because I do this because this is what I enjoy doing. I don't do it for the fame. I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for any of that. I do this because I enjoy MMA, and I want to be around the people I enjoy. Just like you, I enjoy you guys. I'm like, hey, come by my house. You want to stay at my house? Brian Gerson stayed at my house all weekend. Last fight card, I love MMA. And if you're not a good person, I don't want to work with you. You're not going to be around Cage Titans long.
That's excellent, man.
That's hey, I got two good things for you before I leave. I keep saying that.
Yeah, I know you got to get going. So go ahead.
So funny thing, what I'm actually doing right now. I don't think you can hear it, but I'm actually. You asked what do I do on Friday?
What are you sealing envelopes or something?
Do we want to hear this?
I'm actually doing laundry. I'm rewashing the staff shirts from last event,
There you
and I'm
go.
washing them so they have a second time, so they have a clean shirts from this show. So
right.
I literally wash shirts.
How many staff members do you have? Just curious, so people that know, that are listening, that don't really know. How many staff members do you have?
Probably on fight night, we probably hire over 25 people that we're responsible for.
Yeah.
So again, when we say we have an empty building, every one of those ticket ushers are working for us.
Gotcha.
Front door staff that are taking tickets
Yep.
and selling tickets at the door are people. The fight runners, all that stuff. So I mean, we have over 25 people that work for us.
That's awesome.
25 to 35 people that work for us. So I'm actually washing their shirts right now.
I love it.
And my last but not least, I got to say, I want to, in a nice way, say, please, 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 not to you guys, but in general, if we can get this word out, no matter who is on the card, whether you're a fan of his opponent, you're not a fan of his opponent, respect every guy that gets in there. We're going through some issues like on the last CES card where two guys no-showed, and like even this card, I'm having a little issue with one or two fighters that may no-show. In a time and age where guys are pulling that type of shit, show respect to the ones that show up to fight anytime, anywhere, any weight, all that. I'm getting aggravated seeing people being like, oh, this guy's a bum. My boy's going to smash you. You know what? One day when a fight falls off for you and that guy that will fight anybody, anyone, anytime, anywhere needs to save your fight camp and put a check in your pocket, you'll be appreciated. So cut the shit. We're talking shit to fighters. And if you see your friends do it, don't pile on. Respect these guys. Because I guess I'll just call him by name. I see Rob Fuller getting some slack today. Guess what? Rob Fuller's going to be there.
Yep.
And we're not worrying about what happened to Mitch last time when his guy no-showed. You know, so...
And especially what Mitch is going... What Rob... I don't mean to cut you off, but what Rob's going through this week, and he's going to show up. You know, that speaks volumes for the guy.
Yeah, and like you said, he is... Like when we talked to Mitch before you came on, we knew this is solid. Mitch doesn't have to worry about nothing. Rob's going to show up.
Exactly. So, like, you know, everybody fights for a different reason. It's clear as day Mitch fights to be in the UFC. But it's clear as day that there's other fighters out there that fight because they just truly enjoy fighting and it's a release for them.
Exactly.
Then there's clear as day that some guys fight for money. There's clear as day that some guys just do it for a bucket list. Everybody has a different reason why they fight. Stop putting guys down for whatever their path is. I say it on fight night, just as passionate you are about your favorite fighter and your friend, somebody's just as passionate about the guy on the other side of the cage. And in a day and age where recently people have been no-showing fights, respect the guys that show up, the Montoya Swillings, Rob Fullers, and those guys, because you never question if they're going to show up because you know they're there and they're going to fight. And that goes a long way in the sport.
100%. Shout out to Montoya. I thought he almost had that last win, by the way, but the little something that happened in the cage. But still, those guys they're beasts. You know, like you said, perfectly. They're doing it because they love the sport. They're not expecting to go to the UFC or to the next level. They're just doing it because it's a release or it's their passion. You know, it's like playing baseball or softball. You know.
Yeah, and like a guy even like Rob Fuller. Rob Fuller owns a moving company. He doesn't do it for money.
No, he
just does it because he enjoys it.
Exactly.
He's flying out his 3 kids to come to this fight.
No shit.
Like he just does it because he enjoys it, and he wants to. You know, he's doing what he loves. You know, Montoya. I'm glad you brought him up. You know, he's fought a lot of tough guys. In Montoya, there was questions. The reason they stopped that fight is because they said that he threw up in his corner bucket. And now the truth is, I went in the cage and we went in there. There was no puke in the bucket. There was spit. And he could have protested that and probably got that overturned.
But there's a type.
And he was just like, you know what? I don't care. He goes, whatever. He goes, I'm still gonna show up next fight and fight. It wasn't worth it to him. He had fun, and that's just the type of guy he was. When he fought Antoine Caparata last year, the commission stopped the fight in the first round at the 3-minute mark because they thought the fight was an amateur fight, wasn't pro. He could have sat on the stool and said, no, we're not going to continue. I'll take the whatever and I'll get my paycheck and leave. he stood up off the stool and goes, let's just restart. He didn't care. Those guys, they have a purpose in the sport. They have a role.
Oh,
don't be putting down people because their goals in this sport don't align with what you think a goal of a fighter should be. You don't got to put those guys down.
Yep. The six-man award. There's many of them.
Yes. So sorry to ramble and go on a rant.
Mike.
Talk
Listen,
all
you
night.
never ramble, man. You like I just sit here. Thank God I don't have to talk so much, because I mean, you just, I'm sick of talking. I'm glad. I love when you come on because you just, you have your own thing, your podcast. You do the same thing. You just like to talk, and you're very informative, and you're very passionate about your promotion and your fighters.
People might not know that you used to fight, so that's where you come from, your experience as well,
Yeah, definitely. And I always keep that in
Undefeated.
mind. When I run Cage Titans, I always think to myself, well, how did I want to be treated when I fought? And that's what carries me through. And, it comes up to, like, Mitch talking about it, like, not having to pay him. I didn't have to pay him, but I did because that's the right thing to do.
Yes. Yeah.
You do the right thing even if no one's looking. Even if he never told a soul that I paid him, I was going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a question.
Exactly.
So that's my take on that. But I appreciate everything you guys do. I see that you're passionate about this sport, and that's why I want to be around guys like you. It's always going to be my, that's my end game. I want to be around people that love the sport and enjoy it.
We appreciate it on our end, man. We see how much you take care of us. It varies from promotion, Obviously, we're not doing this kind of stuff to make millions or anything, but we love the sport, and that's where it comes. And if we can get somebody like a Rob Fuller to more eyes on somebody like him, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, man, and Cyril. I said, hey, Zach Cyril, who we all think is a troll and no one likes or whatever. And I always say, Zach puts on a person. He's not who you think he is. I called up Zach. I said, hey, Zach, do me a favor. You going to the show tonight? He's like, yeah. I said, dude, Fuller's at the venue. At the hotel. He doesn't know how he's going to get there. Could you hook him up? He said, yeah, no problem. I said, all right, great. I'm going to tell him. He goes, do me a favor, though. He goes, tell him to unblock me so that I can text him when I get to the hotel to tell him I'm there. So I said,
Doesn't take like 24
I go,
hours.
He goes, are you serious? And I was like, are you serious? He goes, yeah, man, I shit on him all the time online, and he blocked me. So I hit up Fuller,
Yeah.
and I go, Fuller, I got a ride for you. I said, it's Zach Cyril. I said, you got to unblock him. He's like, dude, no problem, man. I appreciate it, this, that, and the other thing. Zach texted me after the 15-minute car ride, and he actually, as a human being, was like, dude, I feel like such an asshole, like this kid. He goes, this guy, Rob, spending 10 minutes in the car with him, he goes, he is the nicest, chill, most down-to-earth guy. He goes, I see him with the tattoos and this, that, and the other thing, and he goes, I was totally wrong. He goes, I feel like a complete asshole right now. He's like, he's a family man. He's got 3 kids. He's got this. And I'm like, yeah, man, you see a picture and you want to judge it. But these are all people who have feelings and other lives outside of this sport. So it was kind of a funny story, or a good story, a full circle story from Zach.
I would have loved to see the Kodak moment with Surly.
Well, Surly's going to probably be in his corner probably at Cage Titans, I would imagine, right?
And Carlos.
Zach is actually going to be cornering. He's actually going to be cornering Rob.
Yeah. Carlos too.
There you go, man.
Yep. So interesting. It's fun, and Zach even hit me up. Zach paid to be a corner so that he could help Cage Titans out.
Carlos too.
There you go, man.
Yep. So interesting. It's fun, and Zach even hit me up. Zach paid to be a corner so that he could help Cage Titans out and corner some of these out-of-state people. He goes, I know it sucks being the out-of-state guy, not having many familiar faces. He goes, I want to be the corner to help out whoever I can, so they have a familiar face and an extra set of hands. And he paid to get his corner license just to do that for Cage Titans in the sport. So we all laugh at that and we think he's a dick.
Yeah.
But he's just another kid. He has a weird way of showing his love for the sport.
Yeah, you know what, Mike? I don't have him blocked, but I might friend him again.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, you know how that works, man. It's like fighters that fight each other, they end up training with each other down the line. That's kind of like this blocking and unfriending shit is.
Mike's got a whole house full of kids. I'm sure he's going to hear. But again, congratulations, Daddy. You got your kid to make a post about it yesterday or 2 days ago.
She doesn't
know.
know.
It's so funny. She actually has Instagram. So
there you go.
she doesn't have Facebook, but she has Instagram. She used to have Facebook, but she just said, I'm sick of wasting my life just scrolling Facebook.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, honest to God, if I didn't have Cage Titans, I probably wouldn't have Facebook either because I waste too much time. But anyways, I announced it actually here on your podcast that she was pregnant, and everybody thought I was joking when I announced it yesterday. And I was like, dude, this has been old news. I announced this weeks ago on the podcast. I talked about it on Table Titans. I talked about it but realistically, she came down, Sunday night or Monday night, and she's like, hey, we never took a picture and posted that we were pregnant on my Instagram. And I was like, oh, okay. And we were in our pajamas, and we sat on the couch, took a picture, and she posted the next day. I don't even think she thought about it, I don't think she put that much thought that it was actually April Fool's Day.
Well, no shit. Yeah, it happens. You guys got enough distractions.
All right, Mike.
Well, I'll be real. All right, hold on. My last thing, because she's not on Facebook. The only reason she wanted to post a picture, don't tell anybody, is because she wanted to announce it before the fights because she doesn't want people to think she's getting chubby. She wants them to know that she's pregnant.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the way.
Hey, Domenico, don't spill the beans and tell her I told you that.
I won't tell her. I won't tell her. Is she gonna walk around with the signed baby on board or something while she's wearing something nice, just in case?
Well, she said, she goes, I don't want people to think that I don't want people to look at me and be like, is she just getting chubby or what?
I think you're good, buddy.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Love how the wife
That's
speaks.
good stuff, man. Anything last for Mike?
No, I gave you 8 last.
I was gonna say to Jared, you want to give you a last right now?
We'll see. I'll see you Saturday.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
And Jared will be going as Fight Book.
Yes,
I
sir.
understand.
Yes, sir.
So which is cool. Which Fight Book? Actually, they kind of.
I was covering Mike last year, and I had a couple bad experiences with outside stuff.
Yeah. So you had to stay, but now you're starting to get back, and you had a great article with
Sean Lally, Don, Shanus,
and did you do one with the Tooth too?
Jimmy the Tooth, yeah. I don't know if it's dropped yet, but yeah.
Awesome! Look at that.
I will say, you guys, if you ever do an article, and I know Steve knows this, I get so many notifications, so I don't always check them. So just shoot me a little message that says, hey, I posted this, and I'll get it on rotation so we make sure we share it.
Gotcha. Another random question. Do you have any tattoos?
I got 2.
All right, cool.
There you go.
Because we have talked about the 24 ink thing.
Yeah, we got a lot of there's a lot of stuff going on with that. So anyway.
Yeah, I got my first tattoo when I was 16 years old in Rhode Island, actually.
Oh, no.
Providence or Newport?
When I got my tattoos, they weren't legal in Massachusetts, so I got 2 tattoos before they were legal in Massachusetts. Both of them went to I went to Rhode Island to get those tattoos.
Excellent. Hey, Mike, this is the last time I'm going to talk to you before I see you at weigh-ins. As far as the show itself, right? Who's involved as far as your media people? Last year you had kind of the what would you call the pre-show and stuff like that. You're doing all stuff like that again this show, and can you give beans on who's going to kind of involved on the mics and stuff?
So I'm excited to announce that Kin Moy is going to be the anchor on the Cage Titans official Facebook Live pre-show, and his co-host will be Johnny Cupcakes Campbell.
And they train together, which is cool. Yeah,
this is awesome. Dude.
Yep, and I gave Kin the job of making sure he dresses Johnny up. So we're going to see how that goes.
Do you think it's going to happen? Is Johnny going to be all GQ'd up?
I don't think. Well, so we said, I go, Johnny's probably not going to get all dolled up, but Kin's going to bring a shirt because if he doesn't have something besides a sweatshirt on, he's going to make him put a top. He's going to make him put a shirt on.
Now, when is that going to be broadcast?
That's an hour or two before the show, right? Before the actual doors open.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we do that from the media room. And I mean, if you guys want to help out or be a part, you guys are more than welcome. If you're going to be there early,
yeah, I'll be lingering around. Whatever you need from me.
We'll go live on Fight Book for it too. Why not?
Yeah, we can go live wherever you want to go.
I wing it when I go there, Mike. You know that. You just point me to a
Absolutely.
direction. You point me in a direction. I'm in.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that with Ken Moy and Johnny, which we're pretty excited
Awesome.
about. As well as Jay Perrin's going to be joining the broadcast team with Richie and Andy.
Is
So
he?
we have the
Yeah,
three-man
he's coming
booth.
with a suit. He went to.
So you're gonna have three people doing the broadcasting for doing the play-by-play.
Yep, we got three, so we're going to go with the three-man booth, kind of like the John Anik, Daniel
Yes,
Cormier, and
Every show.
you know,
it's
Dominic
something
Cruz.
more.
That's
Like,
exactly what I was thinking when you said he was joining them. That's
huge.
fucking
That's
awesome.
awesome. That is
Hey,
awesome.
Perrin is never without words. That's for sure. He'll be.
Oh man.
I can't
Now,
wait.
are
man.
you gonna
You
have?
know,
to-
he's gonna be very respectful and stuff. But
Oh, of
Perrin,
course.
he's like you, Mike.
He's
He
very
just talks
knowledgeable.
and very knowledgeable and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? So they are really gonna dissect these fights while they're happening. I can't wait.
Now all the fighters
Yeah, man.
after the winner's gonna go back into the media room like last time.
Yep, absolutely. And I met with my production guy today, and the TV will be working for the
Excellent.
show.
That's
So
huge.
you guys will have the TV in the media room, for the
Don't even
fight.
need to leave. That's
So you can watch them while you're in there.
That's
Excellent,
perfect.
excellent. Yeah, I'll
Awesome.
be doing. Yeah, I'll definitely be spending a lot of time in there hanging out with Brian. But you know me, I got to ling around the cage. A couple of fighters got something planned for me if they win big. They're gonna come. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. But
Are they going to Gatorade shower you?
yeah, they're gonna do something. I probably not gonna like whatever they're gonna do, Mike. That's
I
all
don't
I
know
got
if
to
it's
say.
Gatorade, but it'll be something.
They might. Are they going to R. Kelly shower you?
I have no idea. They're gonna wing it too, but I don't know. A couple of them said they have plans for me if I'm around the cage, so I don't know
I'll
what's
make
going
sure I'm
on.
in the back room for that one.
Yeah. So make sure your
Oh, that's
camera's
pretty cool.
rolling. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, Jared, you're gonna have a camera for one of
We
those.
are.
Someone's doing it. All right, Mike. Last thing, man. I don't even know if you have tickets left, but you know, let's go. Shout
Yep.
it out. Tell us.
We have tickets. So really, the last of the last is, if you haven't got your tickets yet for this Saturday, hit up any one of the fighters. I always encourage you to get your tickets from the fighters because they make a commission, and that's how some of these guys get paid and help pay for all their fight camps and medicals and all that. So if you haven't got tickets, find your favorite fighter, hit them up, and arrange to get your tickets.
Cheers.
In the instance you can't, you can buy tickets online at CageTitansFC.com as well. Tickets will be online all the way up till the day of the fight until 1 o'clock. After that, you have to buy them at the door. So get your tickets, follow us on social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We're going to have all kinds of crazy things. And who knows what we'll come up with. You know, Steve, you're a crazy guy like me. If we come up with some crazy idea and maybe intermission Facebook Live show with, Jared and Domenico.
Yeah,
we can
yeah,
even do
hey.
something crazy like that.
On the fly, Mike. We're creators, dude. We can create things on the fly, me and you. So we'll do it, man. I'll be. You're gonna get sick of me this weekend, brother. Let me tell you.
You have a different cage announcer. The old guy's back, right? The original, or your normal
Which one?
cage. Your original cage
Oh,
announcer's
Harry
back.
Jones, Mr. Harry Jones
Yes.
will be rocking. And
Thank you.
Sean Lally sister,
Yes.
Yes.
who's done the national anthem
I cannot
before, she will
wait.
be singing the national anthem.
She's got a
Excellent. Yeah, he
great
shared
voice.
that yesterday, and I shared it
Yeah.
too. And great. That's awesome, man. That's gonna be.
Oh, and I'm sorry to break your heart,
Uh-oh.
but Bayside Heights will not be playing this year.
Oh no!
What?
Do you have a band?
Yeah,
or is it
I
just
You want me? You want me
No,
to bring?
I-
You want me to bring my electronic drum set with me? My little.
You can bring it.
Do you have?
Hey,
Yeah,
I
we-
am. You know what? I'm gonna put it in the media room because you know what? Drumsticks and a pad. Nobody can keep their hands off it.
No, dude, of course. You walk by a drum set, you got to hit it.
Do you have a live band or no?
We don't have a band this show. We for whatever reason, we just sometimes the bands end up being a little bit too much work.
Yeah.
Oh, of
Bayside has
course,
some.
of course.
It's just another thing added
Yeah,
to
yeah.
our crew,
Yeah.
and to run, even if it's only a couple extra wires to run microphones,
Oh, I hear
ends
ya.
up being a lot. So we want it to kind of be special, and it's not going to be an every show thing. It's going to kind of be as we flow type thing.
Nice.
Winging it. We'll
Awesome.
bring them in when we're feeling it. That's
can't
awesome, Mike. Man. It's going to be a great show anyway, and it always is. Man, I can't wait. I got the
can't
whole
wait
weekend.
either.
Actually,
Me too.
I'm off from tomorrow till Monday, so I can't wait.
CAGE
Yeah,
Titans.
man, it's gonna be a good time, and I'm excited because you know why? It's because I hear the excitement in your voice, and that gets me
Yeah.
so pumped up inside. I'm kid you not, I'm pacing. I'm walking in and out my door and walking on my deck, just pacing, talking to you guys, being like, "All right, let's go." Is it Saturday yet?
Better finish that laundry.
Hey, Mike, before I let you go, we're adding media members to my team. We just added a new girl that's really into getting into like the meat of what goes on with promotions and stuff. That she was interested in coming to meet and not this card because she can't because she's got other plans. But down the line, she wants to talk to people that actually put the cage up and get their story. And because I know a lot of the people that put the cage up are either fighters, former fighters, or involved.
This guy.
She just wants to she wants to start interviewing and writing about people that at all aspects of helping MMA out in New England.
Well, dude, honest to God, it's great. I mean, we work with people. Tyler Pimentel, who was a longtime trainer, he's been in the sport. He actually trained with Mitch when Mitch was a little kid.
Yeah.
He helps us do the cage crew.
And he's actually a striking coach, or he's helping out Jimmy the Tooth now.
And Jimmy the Tooth is part of our cage setup crew.
Is he really?
Yeah, he is.
That's
Yeah, he
awesome.
is.
That's awesome.
Not this card though, right?
He's the
No,
coach.
he is.
He's
I
putting the
thought-
cage up.
What?
Yep, he's putting the cage up. He actually, Tyler was at my house today, and he said, "Hey, who do we have for crew?" And I go, "Oh, well, we're down, Jimmy, and with this." And he goes, "No, Jimmy plans on coming, setting the cage up, and then going home afterwards and coming back."
Of course he does. Of course he does.
That's unreal. He just wants to.
Is he still the co-main event? Or no?
He's the co-main event against Fernando. Yeah.
Perez, yeah.
Excellent,
Awesome,
man.
awesome.
I can't wait. Yeah, you know what I mean? I should have mentioned Jimmy in there, but Jimmy and I are pals, and I talk to him a lot, so he wasn't even on my mind while we were talking about it.
Saturday's going to be a great night.
It is. It's amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
All right. Here's the drinking game. Here's the drinking game for everybody. What? And I'm going to say bye after this. I'm just going to hang up.
All right.
Here's the drinking game. Go back and watch this podcast and drink every time we said, last thing to say, or one more question. Go back and do it. Hey, goodbye, guys. I'm hanging up.
All right, take care, Mike. I'll see you Friday. Oh, that's fucking awesome, man. We could have talked all night, man.
Of course. What a good dude.
Oh,
Obviously.
my God. He's excited. It's fight week. He hasn't
It
slept.
is.
He hasn't slept.
Red Bull at 9 o'clock at night will do that to you.
I never drink Red Bulls.
Yeah. Well, cheers. I got one. I got to use the restroom.
Do you have one with you right now?
I have to, or I'll be
all right,
awake.
go use the restroom. I got to shut this down. So that was Mike Polvere. Awesome stuff. I don't have much more to say here. I'm shutting everything down here. But I kind of hope you liked the room set up. It's going to get better. Next time, Mike will be Skyped in there. And the cool thing about going to hang out with Mike and Brian Gerson this weekend is that behind the scenes, they're going to teach me how to do a bunch of shit on this computer. And we're going to, exchange ideas and enlighten. Well, they're enlightening me more than I'll enlighten them. But, yeah, when you have a couple of beers and or whatever, and after a show and after a successful show, you tend to learn a lot about people. So I tend to learn a lot about you and Brian Gershon over the weekend, Mike. So thanks so much for helping CAGE, helping Regional Fight Sports, and me, just be able to cover your show. So with that said, I'm gonna play. What am I gonna play? I'm gonna play just because Jarrett's not here. Oh, I shut that down. I'm just going to play, what am I going to play? I got the issue of my magazine, and I want you all to go get it. My magazine, and I want you all about that. And Jarrett's coming back. Before I shut down, I just want Jarrett to say bye, and we'll be out of here. Jarrett, you here? Come say bye.
I'm here.
You wash your hands?
I did.
I can't believe I said that.
Oh, well,
all right, I'm done. I said my goodbyes. I said my
Thank
thank
you for having me.
Always,
Check us
buddy.
out, fightbookmma.com. Regional Fight Sports, Western Mass MMA, Team New England, buddy.
All right, my man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Always
So
a
next
pleasure.
time we meet, when are we going to meet again? Oh, well, we'll have a we'll have a post-fight show next Wednesday, and we'll talk all about this
Might
exciting
even
card.
say Saturday, according to Mike, if he
what?
wants to do that.
Yeah, but we got to let it soak in.
Yeah.
There'll be things happening at the after party, a lot of shit going on.
It's going to be good times.
With that said, Jared Kelly, Fightbook MMA.
Out. Thank you, brother.
Domenico Steve Domenico from Regional Fight Sports, Ambassador Fighters. And we're fucking out of here. We'll see you Friday at weigh-ins. Official weigh-ins take place at 1 o'clock. Fighters can get on the scale at 12. I'll be there at 9 o'clock.
Pings, Kingston.
There you
Mass.
go.
Boom.
See ya.